A very good evening and warm welcome to Dharma Television Collective News. This is Srishti Khadgi. Moving on to the headlines. Proposal to give continuity to Gising at Nepal Electricity Authority. 2 persons died due to electric shock in the wire placed near the fish pond. Death toll from landslide in Kalikot reaches 10. 1 arrested for raping gold in Kaski. Domestic flights and long-distance vehicles to resume operating only after Bhadra. Government to provide employment permit for countries that have opened foreign employees' arrival. Government appoints consul generals for Hong Kong and Lhasa. The quarantine expenses of doctors and health workers to be borne by the government. 3 additional COVID-19 deaths of Nepalese in the UK and UAE. Japan's flying car gets off the ground with a person aboard. Fans return to stadium in England for the first time in almost 6 months. Here we go for news in detail. A proposal has been prepared to give continuity to Kulman Gising as the managing director of NEA. The Ministry of Energy is preparing to continue Gising as the managing director for the next 4 years. Gising's term is coming to an end on Bhadra 29. However, the proposal to continue him has been prepared by the Minister of Energy. Barsiman Poon has already consulted with the Prime Minister and CPN Maoist Chairman KP Sharma Oli about giving continuity to Gising. Prime Minister Oli is ready to continue Kunmal Gising, said a member of Minister Poon's secretariat. However, after his reappointment, Prime Minister Oli made it a condition that Gising follow the government system. We have not forgotten the fact that the Electricity Authority and the person to be appointed there are part of the government, he told, quoting Prime Minister Oli. Minister Poon has also consulted with CPN Mao's Executive Chairman Pushpakamal Dahal. Chairman Dahal has agreed to continue Gising. The demand of many is that it should be Gising. It is not good to look for other alternatives at such a time, Dahal had told the minister again. The government has denied rumors that Gising was given continuity from today's cabinet meeting. Government spokesperson Yuvraj Khatiwara said the proposal to continue Gising was not ready yet. In Chitwan, 2 people have died due to electric shock on a wire placed near a fish pond. The dead are suspected to have come to steal fish and nets have been found with them. The deceased have been identified as Navraj Darai, 35 and Neer Bahadur Rana Magar, 35 of Bharatpur Metropolitan City 8. According to the preliminary investigation, after the fishes was stolen in daily basis from the fish pond, the wire with current was placed in the fish pond and released at night. The deceased may have been electrocuted while coming to steal the fish. The death toll from a landslide in Nagma Bazar of Tilagufa Municipality 1 in Kalikot on Sunday morning has reached 10. A police team has rescued the bodies buried in the landslide till 7 p.m. Puna Shai, 35 and Arjun Hamal, 11 of Tilagufa Municipality 3 who were seriously injured in the landslide have been rescued and are undergoing treatment at Karnal Institute of Health Sciences, Jumla. According to Kalikot District Police Chief DSP Shyam Babu Olia, a police team has rescued 9 people who went missing in the landslide. The body of a child was already recovered by the locals in the morning. Res Bahadur Gurung, 54, has been arrested for raping a 9-year-old girl in Pokhara. Res Bahadur had fled after a neighbor found out that he had raped the girl. Both the parents of the girl are aboard. He had been raping the girl for the past 4-5 months. According to Kaski Police Chief SP Jeevan Ram Shrestha, he was arrested from Shanja and brought to Pokhara on the basis of a complaint lodged by his relatives. He is accused of committing immoral acts by giving sweets to the girl. Police are conducting investigation by extending the term from the court today. The cabinet meeting has decided not to allow the operation of long-distance vehicles and domestic flights till the end of Bhadra. The meeting held in Balwatar on Sunday evening modified the earlier decision and shifted long-distance vehicles and domestic flights to normal operation date. According to sources, the decision was taken in view of the current state of corona infection. Given the current state of corona infection, it is not immediately possible to operate long-distance vehicles and domestic flights, a minister said. An earlier decision has said that the domestic flights and long-distance vehicles would be operated from Bhadra 15. The cabinet has reconsidered the previous decision at a time when the number of patients infected with the coronavirus is increasing in the capital. A 2-week restriction has been issued in the capital Kathmandu after the outbreak of the corona epidemic. The government has decided to open labor permits for various destination countries that have opened for employment. The decision was taken at a cabinet meeting held on Sunday. Such a decision has been taken only in the case of the destination country which has open employment, a minister said. Likewise, today's meeting of the Council of Ministers has decided in principle to add some regular flights which will start from Bhadra 16. The concerned ministry will prepare an action plan in this regard. Earlier, the government had decided not to bring more than 500 citizens Delhi. As the festivals of Dasai, Tihar, Chhat and Eid are approaching, regular flights are being added as the number is not enough, said a source. Earlier, the Migration Committee of the Communist Party of Nepal had also requested for more flights. Similarly, the government has decided to principle to increase the number of flights for a company if it bears 100 PCR tests, ticket fee and quarantine expenses. By doing so, the number of flights will increase and the fare will be cheaper due to the competition in tickets, said a cabinet source. Similarly, it has been decided to reopen domestic flights, long, medium and short distance public bus services, school, college examinations, sports training, etc., which were suspended till midnight on Bhadra 15 only after the end of Bhadra, said the minister. The government has appointed consuls general for Hong Kong and Lhasa. The cabinet meeting held on Sunday evening appointed joint secretaries Uday Rana Magar and Navraj Dakal as envoys. Rana Magar has been appointed as the consul general of Hong Kong and Dakal as the consul general of Lhasa. The previous cabinet had transferred both of them to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for the appointment of consul general. Before the transfer, Rana Magar was the chief district officer of Japa. Dakal was working in the Ministry of Industry, Commerce and Supplies. The Ministry of Health and Population has stated that the government will bear the quarantine expenses of the doctors and health workers assigned for the treatment and management of corona infection. At a regular press conference on Sunday, the ministry spokesperson Gautam said that the government would bear the quarantine expenses of the health workers assigned for the treatment and management of corona infection, and the management of the quarantine should be done by the concerned hospital. Spokesperson Gautam also instructed to coordinate the referral of corona-infected patients to the referred hospital. Spokesperson Gautam also said that the referral hospital should take the responsibility if the patient dies on the way while being referred without being accompanied by a health worker. Dr. Gautam said the number of corona infections was increasing and the government was trying to control and treat them as much as possible with limited sources. Spokesperson Gautam added that one person infected with the corona can move up to 3,000 people. 3 more Nepalese have died abroad this week from the global epidemic of coronavirus. According to the Health Committee under the Non-Resident Nepali Association, 1 person died in the UK and 2 in the United Arab Emirates. According to the committee, 195 Nepalese have died in the 16 countries till Saturday evening. According to the Health Committee convener, Dr. Sanjeev Sapkota, the number of Nepalese infected with corona has increased in South Africa, Portugal, Spain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia and other countries. After the start of the second wave of the COVID-19 in Australia and some European countries, the infection in the Nepali community has increased a little bit. So far, Nepalese in 38 countries around the world have been infected with the coronavirus. The coronavirus has killed 195 Nepalese in 16 countries including the UK, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, Ireland, Japan, Turkey, Netherlands, Sweden, India and South Africa. So far, 34,701 people have been infected with the corona in foreign countries except Nepal, but 32,511 have been cleared of the infection according to the Health Committee. Japan's SkyDrive, inclusive among the myriads of flying car projects around the world, has carried out a successful thought modest test flight with 1 person aboard. Tomohiro Fukuzawa, who heads the SkyDrive effort, said he hopes the flying car can be made into a real-life product by 2023. But he acknowledged that making it safe was critical. Of the world's more than 100 flying car projects, only a handful have succeeded with the person on board. He told the Associated Press, "I hope many people will want to ride it and feel safe. The machine so far can fly for just 5 to 10 minutes, but if that can become 30 minutes, it will have more potential, including exports to places like China," Fukuzawa said. The SkyDrive project began humbly as a volunteer project called Cultivator in 2012 with funding by top Japanese companies including automaker Toyota, Motocorp, electronics company Panasonic Corp and video game developer Bandai Namco. Soccer fans in England were on Saturday allowed into a Premier League stadium for the first time in nearly 6 months to watch a friendly game pitting Brighton and Hove Albion against Chelsea. 2,500 home fans were allowed into the Amex Stadium to watch the game as part of the government trial for a possible return of spectators into sporting facilities starting October. Fans have not been allowed into stadiums since sporting activities were suspended in March due to COVID-19 outbreak in the UK. Soccer resumed in June behind closed doors as the government sought to prevent a possible second wave of virus infections. In the game at the MX Stadium, Brighton held Chelsea to 1-1 draw as Pascal Gross netted a penalty late in the game to cancel out the Timo Werner fourth-minute lead. After the game, the Seagulls manager Graham Potter hailed the return of fans, saying he hoped it laid the foundation for a possible return to normalcy soon. This is all for now. We'll be back with more news and updates. Till then, keep watching Dharma television. May all the sentient beings be at peace. Stay safe.